Welcome back to Ion Radio. I'm John.
And I'm Ken.
And today we have another Shatterpoint episode for you.
That's right. It's our fourth foray into this excellent game. We've been having a lot of fun with it. And today we're going to be bringing some battles that we've been wanting to do since we first got this out onto the table.
Yeah. I'm going to be playing with Maul and a bunch of Mandos.
Where I have the two Jedi, Obi-Wan and Anakin, and nothing else but clones. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
Big shout out and thank you to all of our Patreon members. If you'd like to check it out, there's a link down below.
Let's get to both of these army lists and then right into the action. So here is the battlefield. We've already got all of the terrain pieces set up. John, why don't you tell us where the ladders are?
Okay, we only have 4 ladders on this map, right here. This one built in, and then 2 on either side of the center structure.
While we're talking about the play area, this mat is brought to us by Skirmish Mats. If you are interested in picking up one of their mats, we do have a discount code listed on the screen.
Okay, so our objective is shifting priorities. Ken was first player, and we're playing Steel, the secret plans, for this nice plus symbol setup.
Wound up deploying Obi-Wan, Cody, and the 212th clones on my left side here. And then follow-up to that was Anakin, kind of mostly on the center, just a little right with Rex and the 501st.
Okay, I have Asajj Ventress with the Clan Kryze Mandalorians and Jango Fett. Then I have Darth Maul with Gar Saxon and the Mandalorian Super Commandos.
Alright, so first activation, I am the first player. I have flipped over Anakin Skywalker. I don't think I want to use Anakin just yet, so I'm going to use a force point to put him in reserve. And Captain Rex is going to be the first activation of the game. So Captain Rex, get a move on soldier is his tactics ability. So we are going to get to choose Rex or another Galactic Republic character, which is anybody I have on the board, and they can do a dash and gain a hunker. We're going to start with the 501st. We're just going to do this character here. So this clone is going to go around piece of terrain, gaining a hunker. Captain Rex is going to make his first move. He is going to make a full advance. We're going to go towards the center point here. He's going to land right at the ladder. She'll let him move right into the center. I'm going to allow him to take cover. He's not going to actually move, but he will gain a hunker token. And that will end the first activation. So end of Rex's activation, I do have 212th is in control of this token. I'm going to be using the red markers. John will be using the blue ones. Cody has control of the middle point. It's the first turn, though.
I also have control of that point with Mandos.
It is the first turn, so I will not gain anything on the struggle tracker, so it stays at 0.
My first activation, I flip over a Shatterpoint card. I think I'm going to activate Gar Saxon first. Okay, so Gar Saxon's going to use his Pride of Mandalore, and he's going to cause this Mandalorian right here to jump forward. Then Gar Saxon's going to do a full advance himself, landing himself right there. And because he landed there, Mandalorians are stronger together, he gets a free focus action. Okay, we're going to spend a force point to use a jetpack, and he's going to land on top of this structure right there. And then for his final action, he's going to, let me make sure I'm in range, shoot at Rex. Okay, so here's our attack. Distance 5. We had a lot of things to talk about, but this is the I've got you in my sights special ability. Because I have a focus, I get a hunker token, and I have Sharpshooter 2 because I have the focus that I got from the Mandalorians. So I get to add 3 extra dice, so it will be 7 dice, and I ignore Ken's cover with Rex. So 7 attack dice. Lots of expertise.
Rex has 5 defense dice on ranged attacks.
Okay, Gar Saxon's 5 expertise is going to be transferred into 2 crits, and I get a shove.
And on this side, Rex, his 4 expertise becomes 2 dodges. My 2 dodges will only take out 1 hit,
Leaving me with 4 successes. So that's going to be 2 damage, a damage and a jump. I'm not going to choose to jump. And then a damage and a shove. I'm going to shove you right there to that edge.
Yep, that'll push me back. I'll land on the ladder, so
Right
I just
there.
wind up going to the edge. Yep.
And then you gain a pin. It's for a total of a pin and 6 damage. Then after that, my shove from my expertise is going to happen. And I'm going to now shove you off.
He clearly fell off. There you go.
That's going to do it for Gar Saxon. And I'm going to claim that objective point there, moving it 2 in my direction.
I'm going to draw from the pile for the next character. I have the 212th Clone Troopers. 212th are going to start by using defensive maneuver. It's going to cost me a force point, but then all of them can dash, and then they'll gain a hunker. So we are moving here. We're in range, so we can jump up. Well, move up. I believe easily within range 1 here also. Put him on the rear. Then we're going to go ahead and take some shots at Gar Saxon. We're in range with both units, so we're going to start with this guy. So we're going to fire at Gar Saxon 6 dice.
Gar Saxon starts with 4 defense dice, plus he has the hunker, and he has cover, so 6 dice.
Alright, so my 2 expertise will become a crit, and I add 1 damage into the pool.
Okay, my 3 blocks, because I have no expertise, is going to take away all 3 of your hits, leaving you with just a crit.
So the 1 crit will allow me to pin you and do another damage. So it'll be 2 damage total and a pin. Second attack, this clone trooper going up against Gar Saxon. Again, 6 dice.
Gar Saxon again with 6 defense dice.
We are within range 4 of Clone Commander Cody. He is going to say, bring it down. I get to re-roll 2 of my misses. I keep 1 miss, John. My 2 expertise are traded out for a crit and 1 damage in the pool.
Okay, my 2 expertise will change out to 2 blocks. My 5 blocks will remove your 2 hits, leaving you with 2 crits.
So I'm going to add 2 more damage into the pool. So 1 damage and another pinned, but since you have 1, that'll be an extra damage. Then the next step is another damage, and I get to do a shove. Unfortunately, that shove is going to shove you right into the wall, so that won't be able to do anything, but I can move myself forward. Pretty much landing right into my own character, so he's not going to move at all. So that would have been, what, 3 total damage for you, John?
Yeah, I'm up to 6.
Second action, I'm going to go ahead and advance. This point here is now contested. Both clones can reach it to year 1, so this now flips to red. I control 3 objective tokens, pushing the struggle back onto my side.
My next unit to activate is going to be Darth Maul. Yeah, I'll activate him. Okay, Darth Maul is going to start by using Force Speed, but he's going to use the Rage that's in him to take a damage instead of using it. And he's going to then get an advance. He is now going to take his movement, which is going to be another advance, landing next to the ladder and bringing himself up on top of it to about there. Like that.
I'm just going to twist him so we don't bend his lightsaber off.
And then I'm going to make a ranged attack against your trooper. Okay, this attack is going to be 7 attack dice.
So the 212th, a little confused because the lightsaber melee combat's coming in with a ranged attack, but Maul gets to throw lightsabers. 4 regular defense dice. I get to add 2, 1 from the hunker, 1 for being on the gantry. 6 total dice.
1 expertise on my side turns into a crit, and a damage gets added into the pool.
My 1 expertise will become another block, and then all this wonderful blockage only removes 2 of your strikes, John.
That's going to be a total of 7 damage into the pool. I get a shove, which gets neglected by your steadfast. Then I get to reposition. I'm pretty happy where I am. And then we're going to go up and give you a pin token. I get to do 2 heals, so I will heal the damage I have off myself. Then I get to do a jump, which I choose not to do. So a total of 8 damage into the pool against your troopers that only have 7 health, which will wound them.
That gives you a momentum point on your side, John.
Yes, it does. Okay, so Darth Maul now takes control of the center objective, and because these guys are wounded, Gar Saxon takes control of that one, leaving me with 3 that moves toward my side.
I'm going to pull Anakin out of reserve and activate him next. Anakin is going to make a regular advance. I think we all see where this is going. Within range 1 of that ladder. So I'm going to come right up. And Maul and Anakin.
I gotta move my saber.
Yeah, I just don't want to crack saber. Maul and Anakin are going to begin a duel. So preparing for the battle, Anakin is going to switch to Form 5 Gem So as his stance, granting me 8 dice.
Darth Maul in the Sinister Cunning is going to be doing 6 defense dice. Going to do better than that.
Anakin's expertise will become a crit.
These 4 expertise will become 3 blocks. Those 3 blocks will remove 3 of your hits.
Leaving me with 2 successes. With Anakin's thing, that's going to be 5 total damage. Anakin is going to say that I am going to end this, burning 2 force points and making another attack against Maul. Another 8 attack dice.
Again, 6 defense dice.
I have no modifiers here, John.
My expertise becomes 2 blocks. That leaves me 5 blocks, removing 5 of your hits.
I think you have 6.
I have 6? I do!
Yeah.
I can't count. 6 is a gain 1. Taking away all of your hits.
Well, that was a wasted attack by Anakin. I only control the 1 point down here, so struggle tracker moves. Stays on John's side, so I will gain extra momentum.
My next card is going to be Asajj Ventress. Asajj is going to activate. She is going to be using an advance move, which will land me next to this ladder, allowing me to jump up to here. Then she's going to use a force point to use a Dathomir dexterity, flipping herself along this line. And then we're going to do a shove, or take cover, which will allow me to gain a hunker token and move directly on top of that point. Those are my 2 actions. I will take control. Literally in front of me.
Yeah.
Literally, I couldn't see it because my hand's in the way. Of this point, leaving me now with 4 points moving toward my side.
Back on my side of activation, Clone Commander Cody. Let's go ahead and see what he can do. Clone Commander Cody's tactics is, we've got a big problem, and you know what? We do, because John's controlling most of the board right now. So what we're going to do here is an enemy character within range 5 contending an active objective. I don't know that I've got anyone at range 5 though, John. So I get no usage out of his tactics ability. He needs to get into the fight. Cody's going to spend a force point to do a defensive maneuver, allowing him to dash. Not quite at the ladder yet, but that does gain me a hunker token. We're going to do move action as a climb. Bringing Cody up here onto the gantry. Needs what? 3 more?
Yeah.
And Cody has decided he needs to make shot at Gar Saxon. He's within range. So before making the attack, the 212 clone troopers are going to use coordinated fire pinned, which gains Gar Saxon another damage. Cody has 6 dice to attack with range.
Gar Saxon only has 4 defense dice.
My 3 expertise will trade out for a crit and 1 damage into the pool.
My 2 expertise become 2 blocks, and those blocks will remove your 2 hits.
So 1 success, that's going to be 2 damage added into the pool, so 3 total damage against Gar Saxon. So that wounds Gar Saxon. Cody had a useful activation here. So wounded troopers, no change over there. I still retain points here. I get another move on the struggle tracker. And because we ended on John's side, I get another momentum, gaining 2 momentum this turn.
My activation is going to be the Super Commandos. The Mandalorian Super Commandos are going to start off by moving. This guy here is going to perform a dash forward. I want to be in range of 2 of this, which I am, and then we're going to be in range 4 of there. Perfect. And then the other one just needs to move slightly forward to about there. And because they landed together, Mandalorians are stronger together, I get a focus token. Then we're going to shoot at Anakin Skywalker.
These are the stabby good ones?
Yeah. Which I'm going to have to keep away, so. We're going to start with this guy first. 5 attack dice right at Anakin.
Anakin has 5 dice to defend against ranged attacks.
My 2 expertise become 1 additional hit.
1 expertise on Anakin's side becomes a block, and the non-existent crit you have becomes a hit. So I'm going to take 2 of your strikes away, leaving you with 2 successes.
So that will be 3 damage and a strain, for a total of 3 damage and a strain. The next guy...
Did you have a miss in there?
No.
Okay.
That's why the strain, so then when you trigger it, you'll take damage.
Because it's a reactive ability. Mm-hmm.
Yep. The next guy is going to also shoot at Anakin with 5 dice. Because more than likely I'm getting a miss.
Alright, Anakin's rolling 5 defense dice.
I have no expertise.
My 3 become 2 dodges, and your crit becomes a hit. So I'm going to take 3 of them away, leaving you with just misses. Now I could deflect here, but I don't feel like gaining 3 damage, so you get away with that.
Okay. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a force point to use jump. And this guy here is going to jump backwards just to be in range of that token. I control all 4 of the control points, which will make me jump past where my momentum is, winning me the first struggle.
The new struggle is we're going to need a new exit, and I am going to choose the bottom portion of this card, putting struggle points here and in the center. Alright, so first thing we do now in the second struggle is figure out which one of these points is the priority point. And in this case, it is the one with the miss, hiding down in my corner. First activation of Struggle 2 is mine, and I flip over Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm going to put Obi-Wan in reserve. That's going to cost me a force point. When Obi-Wan is put into reserve, he can heal himself, which he doesn't need to do, but he also gets to jump. That is useful for me. So Obi-Wan is going to jump, hang out over here by this objective point. And a Shatterpoint card comes out as the next activation. I'm going to activate the 212th Clone Troopers. So because they're wounded, they are injured, they're wounded, they switch to injured, I get rid of the pin token. They also lose their hunker. They're going to choose to make an advance. We're just going to drop them down relatively close. They're going to stay out of melee range of your commandos. And they're going to start shooting. We're going to go from this guy over to the one that's floating around. 6 attack dice.
Only 4 defense dice for the Super Commandos.
My 1 expertise, or 2 expertise rather, become a crit, and 1 damage is added into the pool.
My 2 expertise become 2 blocks, and those 3 blocks take out your 3 hits.
So my remaining strike will pin down your super commandos and give you another damage, so 2 total damage. Second shot, we're going to go from this commando. We're going to go to the one that's kneeling down. They share damage, but what the heck, it's fun. 6 more dice.
4 defense dice for the Mandos.
My 2 expertise go away. Again, another strike and a damage into the pool.
My 2 expertise becomes 2 blocks. So my 4 blocks will take out your 3 hits, leaving you with 2 crits.
Those 2 crits go across the path. We get another pinned, which is a damage. 2 damage, and I get a shove. I don't like the idea of shoving you, though. How much damage does that put on you, John?
Up to 6.
So 6 damage on your troopers. I've got nothing else to do, so let's go take a look at the board. But I control both of these, which is the priority and a secondary, and John, you control that one. I will gain 3 points on the struggle tracker.
Let's see where the shifting priorities go to. It stays right where it is. And we get the Clan Kryze Mandalorians. We're going to go ahead and advance with these guys. When they finish their move, they're going to be Mandalorians are stronger together and get a focus. We're going to spend a force point, and we're going to do a jetpack. Something like this, I want to be outside of engagement range. Just like that. I think we're going to start blasting at your dudes.
Cool.
Let's do it. Because I have the focus and sharpshooter, I get 2 extra dice added in for 6 ranged attacks. That's pretty amazing.
4 dice to defend against ranged attacks with the 212.
My expertise becomes a hit.
My expertise becomes a block. I'll take out your 2 strikes.
Leaving me with 4. So we're going to do a shove. This guy is going to move backwards. I'm going to move forwards. And then we're going to do another shove. This guy's going to move backwards. And this guy is going to move forwards to right there. Now the second guy is going to attack. Again, we're going to be doing 8 attack dice.
I get 4 dice to defend once again.
My 2 expertise will become 1 hit.
And my expertise goes away. I lose the exposed token.
The 1 block takes out 1 of my hits, leaving me with an additional 4. And we're just going to roll it through the same way that it was. So we do the 1, and I move closer. And then the next one, we tap you against the wall, and I move to there.
Worth pointing out, those 212th troopers are now wounded for the second time.
Sadly, I only control 1 point because there's no way I can make it across the table. Moving it 1 more toward my side, giving me a momentum, which adds 2 momentum for the wounded and that being on your side.
My turn. A priority token stays where it's at. I'm going to go ahead and pull Obi-Wan out of reserve. Obi-Wan's going to start with an advance. Going under the gantry, hanging out over here. We're going to spend a force point to allow Obi-Wan to do a jump. He will land right here between the 2 Mandalorians, saying, "Hello there." Then we're going to go ahead and attack, and because he did hello there, his next attack adds 3 dice. Obi-Wan's going to switch to Form 4 Ataru. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive. So he starts with a base of 7 dice, plus the 3 from hello there.
I only get 4 defense dice.
Those 4, wow, this is going to make some changes. The 5 expertise will become 2 crits and 2 strikes.
Okay, I have no expertise, so I will remove 1 of your hits, giving you a total of 5 successes.
So we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total damage, going down, up, down, over. Which will also do a shove. I'm going to disarm you, expose, and then I get to do a jump. So let's do the shove first. There's you there. Obi-Wan following up. Right over here. And then I get a jump. Which I'm going to place myself over here. Now in melee with these commandos. That'll end Obi-Wan's turn. So I still claim these 2 objective points. 3 more on my side. I did wound the Clan Kreese commandos. John, your turn.
I get Gar Saxon.
Need to roll for the point.
Oh. Gar Saxon will become injured from wounded, healing off all of his damage and the 1 token that he has. Okay, so our tactics is I get to make another Mandalorian jump. So we're going to make this guy jump forward. Like that. I believe that's close enough to the ladder.
I think so.
Okay, yep. And then...
Anakin falls!
He's just trying to dive and block that guy from moving. And then we're going to go ahead and move ourselves to there. Then Gar Saxon gets to go. I think I'm just going to take a pot shot at Anakin. So we're going to focus, and then we're going to shoot at Anakin. And I get to use I've got you in my sights. Okay, so with the focus and sharpshooter 2, I will get 9 attack dice.
All right, 5 dice to defend from Anakin.
have no expertise.
I, on the other hand, do, so my 3 will become 2 blocks, and one of your crits becomes a strike. I will take 4 of them away. Still giving you a couple successes, though.
I get 4 successes. So that'll be 6 damage and a strain, which will be then 7 damage toward Anakin. I choose not to use my jump in this sequence.
Anakin's hanging out with 10 of 11 hits, John, and I still have that strained.
Okay, I only gain 1, and momentum, ending my turn.
Let's see where the priority token is. And priority tokens goes over onto this side. I only have 1 card left to reveal, and that is the 200 or the 501st. So I'm going to activate them, and what we're going to do is take a move. So these guys, he's going to go there. I'm going to bring this one right up along the wall here. I'm going to take cover with both, so he's going to get shoved forward. I'm going to leave him where he's at. I gain a hunker token that I lost at the beginning of the turn, and I'm going to leave it at that. I do control these 2 points. That's 3 total. I will win the second struggle, and we go into the third.
Okay, so reset on everything, and I get to activate Jango Fett. So,
That map. Of course. Center point.
it's going to be the center point. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a focus action with Jango, and it's my client is getting impatient. When I do that, I get to jump. We're going to jump forward. We're going to land close enough to the ladder, and we're going to take it all the way to the top, landing me right there. As my next action, we're going to shoot down at Anakin. Okay, so we have 7 attack dice because of the focus.
Anakin gets 5 defense dice. 1 jumps out. That's okay, look at that.
My 3 expertise becomes 2 criticals.
And my dodge does absolutely nothing, so I had a whopping defensive miss. Clearly, Anakin is dealing with Maul, not Jango.
Yes. So that will be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
You going up?
I'm going up, which then gives me a jump and you another strain, so it's 6 damage. That doesn't mean. And then I get to jump.
Anakin has been wounded.
Can you find if I just put it here? Because
Yeah, go ahead.
we're going to drop him in right there. Oh, I just pushed you too far. One too many times. Okay, so that's everything with Jango. And we start collecting places. Oh, actually, I get to do, I'm just looking to get paid. I will regenerate 2 force points because I wounded a primary unit. And I get to heal 2. And that happens after that, so heal 2 damage off of Maul. And then we take control of this point because Anakin's wounded, and that point I will score 4 total points toward my side and gain a momentum for injuring Anakin.
So let's see where the next priority token is. Right in the center. Of course. So I've recycled my deck, got all my force points back, and the first card I flip is the 212th. No, we're going to put them in reserve. That's going to cost me a force point. Showing Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan's going to be useful to me. Yeah, I'm using Obi-Wan.
Okay, so Jango Fett, not so fast. Spend one of those force points that he got back. And we're going to be targeting him because you're within 3 of me. I get to roll 5 dice for each hit or crit. You just suffer a damage.
It's considered a ranged attack?
It is not. It's just straight damage after this roll. I don't use anything. You don't get any defense. You suffer 2 damage.
1, 2. So Obi-Wan is going to start. We're going to make an attack against the Super Commandos. We're within melee. Melee of both? We are melee. It's not going to matter.
Well, it does for pushing.
Right. It's more a matter of could I get out of one and in melee there. So we're going to go with the guy that's flying because
he's wounded. So just see.
Yeah, these guys are wounded, so they don't matter. We're attacking the one that's flying. And Obi-Wan's going to switch back to Form 3 Suresh Su. So my attack will be 5 attack dice.
My defense is 5 defense dice.
So my 1 expertise will become a critical.
My 3 expertise become 2 blocks, removing 2 of your hits, leaving you with 2.
So I am middle and up. Wait a minute, you need what, 3? Yeah.
2.
2? Alright, I'm going to go middle up. So it'll be 4 total damage. Obi-Wan gets to heal himself, so there goes 1 of those damage points. You wind up gaining a strained token. That ends that attack. You are now wounded. Obi-Wan is going to make a dash for it. I'll make a run for it, I should say. He's going to wind up being at the ladder. I cannot climb it because there's no room for it. So taking a look at the board, no control points change, so I don't gain any struggle movement, but I do gain another momentum token because the struggle tracker is staying on John's side. So that's 2 total for this turn. Oh, it moved.
It moves. It moves over to where Asajj is. And I flip over the Kree Mandos. So they're going to get wounded. Get rid of their disarm. They keep their exposed though, but it doesn't matter. I choose not to do anything. And I score 4 more points, which will move the Shatterpoint all the way to the edge, ending the game. Okay, we're back. Went the whole distance.
Went the whole distance. We only got, 1 card each into that final, or that second shuffle?
Yeah.
That was quick.
All of the different Shatterpoints went very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just because of the positioning that we had and then what cards came up. Like the first one, really the key moment I think of the entire game is when Darth Maul threw his lightsaber, killing the clones, giving me control back.
That wound up winning you that first struggle. I could not recover from it. I couldn't get pieces close enough to it. And by the time I did, it didn't matter. We were in struggle 2.
Yeah.
Which struggle 2 wound up working out for me just because I was able to keep basically getting 4 points each turn. So in that case, you weren't able to really do much there.
As soon as that second struggle came up, I'm like, well, time to prepare for the third struggle. I'm not even going to go try to contest it.
And you did. And then the struggle draw for the third, giving you the option of what line do you want to go on, that just worked to your advantage because you had positioned yourself really well on those three, you called them islands,
Yes.
that we had. And I'll let you talk about that in a minute. But I couldn't push you off there, and I had to do it almost like right away.
Yeah. With the order of the cards that they came up, knowing that I completely lost that second struggle, I started positioning myself for the third struggle, and that involved getting Anakin as close as possible to being wounded, so when the new struggle came up, that contested middle point would be mine. Because more than likely, the middle point, I think, is in every single position of every single third struggle.
I think you're right.
Someone can check at home and let us know in the comments. So I made sure that with Anakin and Maul up there, there was no more room for any other character to fit there.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever was alive was going to be able to control the point.
Right.
So if I could wound Anakin, then I automatically get it until you drew Anakin, and then you would have to kill Maul. So like I bought myself some time, and then I just moved myself so that I could try to control the edges and just forget anything on your side.
For what it was worth, we decided to go through the deck. My Shatterpoint card was the bottom of my deck, and Anakin was 2 above that. So I would have had to really keep you not on points for a while in that third struggle. But, I mean, hey, this is a game. In both cases, because we were talking about this also afterwards, we both felt like we had a good shot at winning the third struggle, depending. But the game didn't feel like it was over until it was over. In fact, I was so concentrated on the game that when you said, well, my guys are going to do nothing and I'm winning, I looked back at the board and went, oh, yeah.
Yeah. You were put in a rough position because you had to draw from your deck. And, like, Obi-Wan was out of place, so he couldn't get to any of them.
Right.
Your other units, if you activated, they were gone at the end of it.
Right.
And then Cody couldn't move to really contest anything.
Yeah.
And your other troopers on the other side of the board couldn't get near Ventress.
Right.
Like,
I could have shot at Ventress, but I don't think I could have capped the point.
Yeah.
So what I really needed was Anakin or Obi-Wan, and because what I did I made a mistake here with Obi-Wan in the second struggle when I previously activated him. I jumped him forward, thinking the second struggle might take a little bit longer. It didn't. So had I jumped Obi-Wan back closer to Gar Saxon, then I might have had a chance to at least deprive you of that. Maybe make it go one more round further.
Yeah. We would have to see. So
talk about when we set up the board, because that was fun for us. We talked about this too.
So previously in all of our things, we made just one giant connected blob in the middle. This time I wanted distinct blobs, so then you would have to be able to move. We added way less ladders than we used to, so you would have to be able to use jump or climb, which I did before we knew the forces, because Ken brought the forces and I set up the table, and he's like, well, you're going to play Mandos, and you have a slight advantage there. I'm like, oh, I didn't do that intentionally. I don't think it
actually really didn't matter, because the only one that got onto a point, Django and...
used the ladder.
So
Gar Saxon
that was it. Yeah, your Mandos...
We're on the ground.
They were on the ground doing a lot of... Well, they hurt the 212 and kept Obi-Wan pinned.
Yeah.
Speaking of the 212, my MVPs, they did a lot of work, and they're gone at the end of this struggle.
Yeah. So we decided to do distinct multiple islands and then also limited ladders, so forcing us to be more strategic in the way we moved.
So it proved to be an interesting game, and I had a lot of fun, John.
Yeah, this was a fun match.
So hopefully all you guys at home did enjoy watching this episode. We want to take a moment to shout out all of our patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We appreciate it.
Okay, until next time, I'm John.
And I'm Ken.
And you've been watching Ion Radio.